everyone, my name's Miranda and today I'm here to review Summer Days and Summer Nights, a 12 love story anthology edited by Stephanie Perkins, which includes some of your favorite authors. I'm talking Cassandra Clare, Veronica Roth, Leigh Bardugo, Jennifer E. Smith. The list goes on, people. This is a companion novel of sorts. It's not like the same characters or anything, but it's set up the same way as My True Love Gave to Me, which was 12 love stories that Stephanie Perkins also edited about love stories during the holiday times. This is about love stories during the summer, nights and days, obviously, as you can tell by the title. I thought the best way to review this, since it's 12 different stories by 12 different authors, all with 12 different feels, would be to break it down story by story and give you what I thought of each story. So, bring out the first one, Mark! This one was really weird. I was gonna say interesting, but no, it's weird. It is basically a contemporary book with a fantasy twist to it that is a twist at the end. It starts with this girl, Gracie, who saw this thing in the water at the beginning of the summer. It's a mermaid, a giant fish, or maybe that gill thing from Kim Possible. I don't know. Instructions were unclear. She finds this boy who comes to her town only in the summers, and she teams up with him since he's always in the library researching stuff to try and figure out what this mystical beast is that she saw. For me, I don't know, this story just didn't work because it was weird, like I said. Like, it wasn't horrible, it was just weird. Overall, I would just give it 3 out of 5 stars. Really cute. It's about a girl whose parents are getting divorced, so to escape all the madness of her parents getting divorced, she decides to take a summer class. Even though she doesn't need the class, she just wants to get out of the house, and she meets up with these 3 people that she used to kind of sort of know when she was dating a guy that went to this school, and she had a crush on one of the girls, but she wasn't out at the time. She had a boyfriend, so she wasn't able to like tell her feelings. And it's just a really cute story in general. The relationship between the 2 main girls is super cute, but then the friendship between all 4 of them is really adorable. This was the one I read, and it literally felt like I was reading like my friends. Like, it just felt so natural, and the way it flowed and the way the friendships and the relationships worked were really good. So I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. Was super strange. I have to say, I thought it was going one way, and then it went a complete opposite way, and I was like, what's happening? So this one started off as regular old contemporary, and then it went horror. Yeah. Which isn't normally something you read for contemporary books. But I really liked it. Like, it was really strange. So you have to be able to suspend your disbelief and just enjoy the story and try not to figure out what the heck is going on, because it makes no sense, but it's fun that it makes no sense. It's about this boy who works at a cinema theater. It's the last day of the cinema, and then it's getting torn down. He works with his best friend and this girl he's had a crush on for years and years, and he hasn't said anything to her about it, and this is his last night to make a final stand. It's a horror movie theater that he works at, so for their last night they're showing this supposedly cursed movie, and things quickly start to go wrong once they play that movie, and it was just really cool to read. Like I said, it was so weird and different, and I loved it. It was so strange. I would give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. This one, honestly, like, I wish I could come up with something eloquent or nice to say about it, but I just did not like it at all. When I read contemporary summer books, I'm looking for happy, fluffy, light books, and this book was not at all. It was more about like the breakdown of relationships and how sometimes even when you find someone that's perfectly right for you, you can still run away from them. It didn't have a happy feeling to it. It was really, I don't know if it was like hipster or ironic that all the characters, instead of having actual names, they just use their initials. So it was like, A is talking to B, and I was like, I don't get this at all. It was just not the right platform for this book, I feel like, so I would give it 1 out of 5 stars. So Stephanie Perkins is the only author that actually did a book in the last one and in this one, so she uses the same characters from the first one, North and Marigold. They have broken up since we met them in My True Love Gave to Me, and now this is them reconnecting, and it was so super adorable. I didn't actually realize the first time I was reading it that it was the same character, so you can totally read this and enjoy it without having read the previous book. I loved her story in the last book. It was one of my favorites, and in this book, it's the same case. It's so cute. The characters are so funny, and this is honestly about, again, fighting for love and how you have to take a stand for your love and do what you want and say what you want and don't be afraid, and I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. I loved it. See, this one also had a sad-ish feeling to it, but I was okay with it because it ended on more of a positive note than the other previous sad one did. And this is about two boys who are having their breakup day. They work in an amusement park for the summer, and they had decided previously on when their relationship started that they were going to break up on this day, so there wasn't any tears or drama or anything. But it ends on such a positive, hopeful note, not just for the relationship but for the characters' lives in general, that I really ended up liking it, and I would give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. This was interesting because this is the first non-divergent thing I've read by Veronica Roth. She still did sci-fi mixed with contemporary, and she still did something that had to do with like mind, dreams, consciousness, which was interesting to me because it's like, wouldn't you want to try and do something completely separate from divergent? The mind thing was confusing because it was literally like this completely normal contemporary world and then just like, oh yeah, I can go into his consciousness. About this girl whose best friend that she hasn't talked to after a big falling out, he gets in a car accident, he's probably not going to make it, so they have this thing called the last visitation where you're allowed to visit them and they hook your consciousness up to the person and you guys can revisit your memories together, have like one final gathering. And for me, like I said, it was just very confusing because the mind, the sci-fi thing was just like, it wasn't explained very well. It was just like there, and then you kind of had to figure it out for yourself. But the heart of the story, the emotion was on point. It's just, I wish she would have done something more different for her new, like, non-divergent story, like something completely different. So I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. This one was really, really cute. It's about these two people who work at a resort for the summer, Arlo and Lena, I think. They are playing matchmaker for the summer. They don't believe in love themselves, but they see that people around them have kind of these relationships where they've been making eyes at each other, but they haven't done anything. They conspire with their friend Zach, who is a boy who does not talk at all, but also works at the resort, to get all their friends to finally get together and admit their feelings for each other. And along the way, some unintended, unexpected feelings come out. And it was just really cute. I would give this book 3.5 out of 5 stars. This one just didn't click for me because I felt like it honestly could have been a whole book, like a whole 200, 300 page book. It was about a girl whose cousin, who's like her best friend, is moving away to California with her girlfriend, and she's trying to come to terms with losing her cousin. And I mean, overall, yeah, it was just, I think it would have worked better as a full-fledged story because a lot of what happened, like the emotions and everything, happened so quickly that you were like, oh my gosh, this is kind of a whirlwind, where had you drawn it out in like a big book, it would have made so much more sense and it would have been so much more meaningful and impactful. So I would give it probably 2 out of 5 stars. Again, with Cassandra Clare, like with Veronica Roth, this is the only Cassandra Clare book I've read that's not in the Shadowhunter world. And same thing with Veronica Roth, like she decided again to do her niche, which is like contemporary mixed with some supernatural stuff. She brings in demons to this dark circus that we have, where this girl's father has run away from the circus. For me, it was weird. Again, I would give it 3 out of 5 stars. The biggest problem I had was like, this was Cassandra Clare's opportunity to show her range, and she again chose to write something with demons, and I was just like, the dark circus, honestly, it's a good premise, but if you want to read about a better circus, read about the night circus. This was my favorite story, and I am so excited, which is why I'm screaming. It was so cute. The only story I gave 5 out of 5 stars, definitely my favorite. It was adorable. It's about this girl who has this crush on this guy, and she finally manages to get him to go on a date with her because he's kind of shy and awkward and doesn't make eye contact and stuff like that. She also works at a camp, and there's this boy, Noah, who has autism, who she is having problems connecting with. She's having problems helping him feel comfortable at the camp. I really liked it because it's the disability that you don't normally see, especially for a love interest, so it was awesome, and it was really well written and just really cute, and I really liked it. Last up, we basically have Groundhog Day. Like, they even mention in the story, like, this is like Groundhog Day, and for me, it didn't work at all. It's about this boy who is reliving August 4th every single day of his life, and no one else realizes they're reliving this day until he meets this girl who is reliving the day as well, and she realizes she's reliving it, so they team up and start trying to make this map of all these perfect things they've seen. So like, man buying ice cream for a child. That actually sounds really creepy, not perfect. A kid landing a really cool skateboard trick every day at 11:27. They put that on the map, stuff like that. So it was a cute story. It just, Again, I feel like I've read it in Groundhog Day. Read it in Groundhog Day? That's a movie, Miranda. I've seen it in Groundhog Day. I would give it 3 out of 5 stars. So there you have it. That's what I thought of all the little short stories in this anthology. Overall, I would give the collection, the book, 4 out of 5 stars. If you have read the book, please feel free to leave your thoughts about down below, your favorite, your least favorite stories in the collection. And also make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel down below to be able to make all sorts of new videos. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!